He's been bombed. Yoo-hoo!
This episode, we visit the boys at Heisman Steering and see if they've fixed up that damper for me. We have a look at the new acquisition towards Amelia's next step with the motorbikes. I knew the hardest thing with Amelia was to try and convert her from a Husky back to a Yamaha. It's showing her a few videos of her on her TTR and how good she looked on blue.
Well done.
I may succeed. We ride Oakdale, the latest club that we've joined, so the kids can race here. Yes, that's me on the old farm bike, wearing fluoro yellow. A bit more of a battle between Chase and Nicholas at our club's last meet. And another Yamaha to my collection. Find out more. We'll see what happens when a big dollar drone has a head-on collision with a tree. Here we have 30 riders, including my two, off the start grid. Find out how things go. So we'll start at the beginning, picking up my Bilstein shock. I was so eager to get that on and get a bit of comfort back in the 79. What speed humps? Check out how quick these two 8-year-olds are going.
These two have done maybe 4 or 5 laps and they're not giving each other anything.
Was a beast of a battle. Well done, boys. It was a pleasure to watch. We were invited out to a friend's property for a birthday party. Gifts were optional, but you had to bring your dirt bikes. A very cool homemade track. Different conditions for the kids to ride in. Always benefiting the kids' skill sets. How unlucky was Nicholas here? A stick had come up and levered his chain off the sprocket.
Whoa, your chain's come off. Shut it down. You hit a piece of timber. Oh. I need some pretty neutral. No.
So she had the drone following me and I was a little bit worried. That's why I was going slow and I kept looking back. Oh dear. Shell, this is teamwork. So Shell's going to film me starting it and then you're going to go in and turn the heater on.
I think
it's a pretty cool little unit. So hit on.
Easier than starting my lawnmower.
So it's plugged in.
No, this was your job.
No,
you're going in.
You're good. Need light. So all this other stuff's run on solar. So the only thing we really want, let me pass this the camera. I don't even know how to use this. So it's plugged in. Oh, you know what we can test? To see if we've got, what runs on electricity here? The cooktop. Because that there in a caravan park is probably the only thing that we utilise power for, isn't it? So which one is it? That one? Yeah. That light comes on. Yeah. So there's the red light, which means that it's hooked up to 240 volt. The Jenny's doing its job. Okay, so this is heat. There we go. That's on. We now have a heater. It's only lifted maybe a couple hundred RPM. That's definitely working. So let's pretend it's summer. What we'll do, we'll bring this right round. We'll put it on cold. And that actually revs less, but we'll go full ball. So now we have full ball aircon. And the That's actually dropped the revs. So that's aircon full bore. That's cold. With the heater, it was working harder. She just been to the hairdresser. She looks beautiful. So we go back to heat. We go. What else can we test it out running? Well, I need to cut some firewood. So we're riding Oakdale tomorrow for the first time. Yeah. Millie's birthday is actually this Monday, and Nicholas's is in 2 weeks. So we thought we have to give him something a bit early. Just hold your elbows. Hold your elbows.
What is that?
Okay. Open your eyes.
Oh my goodness, what is it? It's an Oakdale helmet. It's a helmet. It's a helmet. Open it up.
Happy birthday for 2 weeks' time. Have a look at that colour.
Oh, that is cool.
Don't you love that?
Yeah, it's Yamaha.
Try it on. It's one size more than what you've got. They grow so fast, and this is the last size helmet in the kids range, in the youth range. So I'll have to keep an eye out now for a blue helmet screaming around the track. Enter Oakdale. So this is our very first time driving down the driveway of this mini bike club. Now we've joined this club so that we can come to their RPA days, plus we can now race here. It was so awesome to be able to sweep ride our group, especially being their first time here on the bigger track at Oakdale. It was so wet for the first half of the day. We did have some fallovers, but then after lunch it dried up and we could get some speed going. Okay, here's a few minutes of action of our group riding this track. A bit of helmet cam and a lot from Shell on the sideline. Shell looks good here in a bit of fluoro with a checkered flag. So after a ride like that, as soon as they come off the trailer, the oil's drained and the liquid gold put straight back in. So this is Amelia's new bike. It's a big wheel 85. So not only are we getting her onto the next class of bike, but we're converting her back to Yamaha. Happy birthday, miss. And look at that smile. It looks like a junkyard in here. I mean, a motorbike shop. So we've got the big wheels off. Now for me not to have to change the length of the chain, what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to put the sprocket off the big wheel onto the little wheel because we've got a discrepancy of 2 teeth. There's 50 teeth on the big wheel and there's 48 teeth on the small wheel. Now we'll be putting these big wheels away for the future, and I'll have to remember to change the sprocket as well. Huge race for the kids this coming weekend down in Wollongong. And I was told that most of the kids use race blocks at the start gates. Not compulsory, but most choose to use them. So I wasn't going to buy something I could make. A bit of 140 by 45 will knock these up. The bikes are loaded and I've done as much as I can do. We've put new levers and handle grips on Nicholas's bike. Millie's got her new levers on. We've got fresh oil, and now it's up to the kids to have their fun. So there's the gates that they'll be starting from. They'll be coming up 200 or 300 meters here, and then they've got to make this right-hand turn and then head down in there. Oh dear, I'm glad it's not me doing it. Look how wet it is. This is Kembla round 3. Now there's a group of 5 of us from our PCYC club at Sutherland, 4 of them being first timers. For my 2, the first race was quite good. They both got a good start and finished their lap. On the second, Nicholas fell, but I got him going again within the 10 seconds so that he was able to continue. The third race, we had Millie stalled just past the gate and Nicholas actually crashing. They both continued on. Couldn't be prouder of my 2. This is their first big race arena. Girls in the pits cleaning tyres. Amelia rode with great skill and posture. Nicholas got angry after that second race and he basically pushed that bike up to its limits. They soaked up the pressure. I'm proud of the 2 of them. Nicholas on that third race where he fell off the start line. He really did hurt himself and he finished the race still in tears. And he made up 4 or 5 places in that race also. That kind of spirit and courage is in you from birth. He's got a long future in the 65cc class. We're back to our club next weekend for our point score enduro round. And as always, thanks for watching. It's the final race for the day and look what they've got to look into from the start gate.